It's time to round up a big topic from the week. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzales says his department is ending its relationship with the Department of Homeland Security's Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Under the program known as 287G, deputies worked in the jail to help ICE screen undocumented immigrants who'd been charged with criminal offenses. Gonzales says those 10 deputies will now be reassigned to other duties that address local public safety issues.
Hopefully people understand, again, it was a voluntary program, and truly it's about a $675,000 savings in salaries that we were committing that now we could rededicate to more important priorities, like dealing with our jail overcrowding and overtime costs.
Gonzales says the sheriff's office will still cooperate with local, state, and federal authorities as it always has. The move could put Harris County in the crosshairs of Governor Greg Abbott and local GOP senators who are working to pass a sanctuary city law that would withhold funding from law agencies that do not cooperate with federal requests to hold inmates. That's our topic this half hour, and we want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page and on Twitter. You can tweet me at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us now in our studio is our senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Valley. Good morning again.
Good morning.
All right, so we've seen the Travis County Sheriff up in Austin go head-to-head with Governor Greg Abbott over the sanctuary city law. How is this different than that one?
Sally Hernandez picked a fight with the governor and the lieutenant governor 2 days after they announced that they would withhold funds from any sheriff or city who had a sanctuary city policy. She just directly said, I'm going to do it. Ed Gonzales said, I'm going to participate. I'm not going to pull out of the program. All he's doing is rededicating his funds. The Harris County Sheriff's Department has been into deficit spending for years, at least a decade, with overtime and jail overcrowding. All he's saying is, look, I don't have the funds to dedicate these 10 officers to the 287G program. I'm not going to put them on it anymore.
Yeah, and look, it's a voluntary program. We're one of 3 counties in the state of Texas out of 256 that actually have used it, and it hasn't worked. I know this because I chaired the 287G Advisory Committee and Sheriff Adrian Garcia, and then I chair Sheriff Gonzales, the transition team, and we have to spend money on local efforts, and this has just not worked. And why should we be one of the only counties in the state to use it?
The governor, lieutenant governor, I've heard no one come out against Ed Gonzales for doing this and saying he's creating a sanctuary policy. He didn't say I wouldn't participate. He's just saying I'm rededicating my officers.
Yeah, he stopped shy of saying he's going to create a sanctuary environment. You're seeing a very dangerous trend going on with a lot of our Democratic local elected officials. For this point of self-preservation, they are ignoring rules concerning illegal immigrants. And as a result, they're hoping that these people will eventually become future voters. So the creation of sanctuary cities is really from a lot of those people. Our current sheriff has stopped short of saying he is creating a sanctuary city, or a sanctuary environment. But when he says he is not going to be cooperating, we need to see exactly what that will mean, and we won't really see that for some time now.
But didn't he say, I'm still going to hold them if ICE asked me to hold them for them to come and pick them up? He said he would do everything they asked him to do. He's just not going to dedicate 10 officers at the expense of Harris County to the program anymore.
And as he should, because he was elected to actually uphold the law. But as we've seen in other counties, a lot of people who are, especially a lot of Democratic elected officials, are deciding not to uphold the law for the point, again, for self-preservation, so these illegals will not have to be held accountable for a lot of the crimes.
Well, I don't understand why a program, if it's so immensely effective, only 3 counties in the state of Texas have it. It's very rarely used. And so why should Harris County pay for something that no other county is paying for? It just doesn't make sense.
All right, let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
All right, let's check in on Twitter right now and see what people are talking about there as we go to this first tweet. This person says, respect to Texas Sheriff Ed Gonzales in Houston, Harris County on opting out today of the federal immigration detention program. Ann says, protecting the illegal criminals, putting citizens at risk, and she calls it very cowardly and alleges that George Soros is funding him. Don't think there's any truth to that. And then this person says, bravo to the sheriff for opting out of 287G. Let Trump do his own dirty work. Will the president's policies on immigration conflict with these types of moves by sheriffs to opt out of these types of programs, guys?
Well, the 287G program was absolutely voluntary, and Ed Gonzales, I think we need to be clear that Ed Gonzales didn't say he would not participate with the federal government. He just said, I'm not going to dedicate my men to this program anymore.
That other counties don't.
Right.
And he needs to continue to emphasize that because of the dangerous trend that people in his party are going as far as illegals are concerned. We could lose up to $500 million if he actually does not comply with federal laws. So far he's saying he will. We don't know exactly what I'm not going to cooperate means. Again, we have to wait at least a year to see what that means. But he needs to continue to emphasize so constituents can feel comforted that he's actually going to abide by the law, because many people in his party are not.
Well, look, I mean, what we like to see consistency between the president and the Secretary of Homeland Security. The president said that he's going to use the military-like precision of deporting people, and now the Secretary of Homeland Security has to come out and say that they're not using military. I mean, everything that the president says is contradicted by his cabinet. So the consistency that would make Americans feel a lot better is not really from the Democrats, it's getting the president to actually say the things in a way that doesn't, create the ruckus environment that we've had in our country.
Actually, as we discussed last week, the president did not say that, and his press secretary came out and said that he did not say that.
He's using it as an adjective.
That he was not
military.
that he was not going to use the forces that people have been saying. That was a memo that was leaked by the media.
He said it in the media himself. It was no leak. He went out and said it himself at a press conference.
He did say, the president did say it's a military operation.
He said it's a military operation. Did he say that he's going to use military force? No, he did not.
But he said it was a military operation.
It has to be when you have 11 million people who came into the country illegally.
Well, that's the thing.
But he did not say he was using our military forces to do so.
Right.
But even if he wanted to, he has the right to do so.
That is not the case. He does not have the law to use the military to do domestic policy.
All right, we're out of time. I'm sorry, we're out of time. We're going to leave it right there. We'll be back in the next hour with two really good topics.
All right, we look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks so much.